today is address a number of questions that came in from James R. We all know who James R. is. The first of his questions, like so many people ask, is simply, what are the benefits of the products? And with this, you understand that through the weeks and months we've been describing the benefits of the products on a continuing basis. I won't really go into them today, but I would like to refer you all to the website where the previous discussions have been recorded. They're archived there, and they're available to anybody to look at and listen to at any time. And that site is as follows. It is infinitushealth.com/updates with an S on the end. It is plural of updates. I'll repeat. That is infinitushealth.com/updates. And as we go through the weeks and months and in the years to come, this will become a very valuable resource to all of you. Remember, a big part of participating in network marketing is always have new people ready with a place that they can look at, a place where they can read something, somewhere where they can listen to something. And if you're never sure of an answer, we're going to accumulate a considerable archive of these discussions. There will always be something that you can present to newcomers to answer any questions. So infinitushealth.com/updates for the benefits of the products. The next question is, why should someone consider taking them? Well, a very good question, and this relates to wellness. If you look at Western medicine, every time you go to a doctor, it's usually because you have a health concern. And they will say, you have the following, and then prescribe a drug that treats the perceived illness. Here we are looking instead at wellness. We're saying you're not necessarily ill with anything, but we want to keep you well for many, many years into your life, so that as your years advance, you are healthy, you are productive, you are certainly in a state in which you're able to enjoy those years. So we look at a collection of wellness products for the purpose of maintaining that within you. The Infinitus products harmonize the body system, and the difference between these and so many other products that are on the market, first of all, is their purity, their potency, and their cleanliness. Time and time again, no matter how often I repeat it, I can certainly attest to the fact that these products all undergo very, very extensive testing before they make it into the North American market. And then we retest again with local laboratories and can confirm at every point that these products are free of contaminating microbes, heavy metals, solvents, pesticides, unauthorized pharmaceutical drugs. A reason to take them is that they are genuine. Now, always wonderful to be able to say that. They are exactly what the labels say that they are. And when you look at the way they balance your body's systems as opposed to treating specific illnesses, they are something that everybody should consider taking. The next question is, can or should someone take all of the products at the same time? And the answer to that is yes. What we have here is a grouping of products that are complementary, not contradictory. In every case, all of the products are formulated with the same purpose in mind. Each of the products emphasizes a slightly different system within the body, but they are all designed to reinvigorate your chi and to enhance a cooperative wellness amongst the body's systems. They are here to create harmony. So one of the interesting things that was pointed out to me even this morning was an interview done by a TCM practitioner that Rob has already posted. And the practitioner, who is a medical doctor, made a point of saying, within the TCM system, diagnosis is all individual. It's not cookie cutter. It's not a case of saying, well, if you have a pain in your shoulder, it's immediately considered to be arthritis. No, a TCM practitioner will look at the entire you. They take a holistic approach and then make available a recommended treatment. What we have with the Infinitus products are the foundation products that all of us should take to maintain wellness. They all act in harmony. None of them contradict each other. So there's no fear by asking, if you're taking one product, should I then consider taking another? First of all, they will do you no harm. And second of all, they work complementarily. They will probably do you more good taken together than if you were taking them individually at a time. The next question are, what are the traditional Chinese medicine indications and benefits? And here's where today's discussion begins to get a little bit complicated. Because you've asked, I am answering. So be prepared. The following will probably be confusing. At least it is to me, and I've been at this now for a year, but it's necessary in order to gain an understanding, and it's a very good question. On the table before me, I have a volume entitled Chinese Herbal Medicine, Materia Medica, Portable 3rd Edition. It's not that portable. It's really quite a tome. Listen to this. That was the sound of this book hitting the table from a height of 2 inches. Not so portable. It is compiled and translated by Dan Bensky, Stephen Clavey, Erich Stuger, with Andrew Gamble. I guess Andrew didn't contribute that much. He's only a with. He's not highlighted here. Anyway, this is one of the textbooks that the Government of Canada accepts when we make application for product approvals for traditional Chinese medicine. In Canada, Health Canada has written a variety of monographs for various ingredients. One of the monographs it has written relates to traditional Chinese medicine. And that document from Health Canada lists hundreds of different herbs that it accepts as being part of the TCM paradigm. But it does provide a provision. It doesn't permit specific claims within that document. It then says, somewhere buried under an asterisk, there is a statement saying, relate your application to the following textbooks, and this Bensky book is one of those textbooks. It says, if the textbook supports the claim specifically and the ingredients are available in clinically effective quantities, then you may make the claims that are in the textbook. And that's quite a bit unlike most of the monographs. So what I'm going to do today is read to you excerpts on 3 of the herbs used in the Infinitus products. Most of these are familiar to us from other companies. I won't go into some of the more obscure herbs. Believe me, what you're about to hear will be confusing enough. And I apologize to TCM practitioners for that statement. I'm stating that from the point of view of somebody trained in Western science. The terminology is a little bit difficult for me to understand. I'm just becoming acclimated, but this is what has been proven to be effective through centuries and through thousands of years, based on the observations of thousands of trained practitioners treating millions of patients. We know that one of the primary herbs used in the products is the Ganoderma mushroom. This is what we have in our Royal Lingji Plus, also known as reishi. And this is the ingredient you've seen in so many coffees. There are numerous companies out there that put the Ganoderma mushroom into coffee. Not very original, but that's what we've got, so that's what they make available. And let me read to you excerpts from the Bensky book. So it says, with regard to Ganoderma lucidum, the key characteristic is that it calms the spirit while augmenting the qi and nourishing the blood. So what does that mean? When we look then at the section Bensky writes under actions and indications, it elaborates on some of these things, and it talks about combinations. It says primarily Ganoderma lucidum does the following. It calms the spirit. It augments the heart qi. It tonifies the heart blood. It's used for insomnia, fright, and palpitations, and forgetfulness associated with insufficient heart qi and blood failing to nourish the spirit. Can be used as a standalone herb for this purpose. And then it talks about combinations. Remember, the principles of TCM indicates that those products that are the best are usually combination products. It is a little bit unusual for a TCM practitioner to just say, here, take this alone. It's always done with reference to including a master or emperor herb that is the primary effector of the benefits of the product, supported by ambassador herbs, which are in turn supported by emissary herbs, which are then supported by worker herbs in lesser and lesser concentrations with lesser effects. The farther along that chain you go, the more likely they are to be safeners. They make the principal herb safe, or effectors. They make the principal herb effective, more so than it would be on its own. And you can see from the labels of the products that most of our products, in fact all of our products, are strong combinations. So the monograph on Ganoderma then goes on to discuss what it will do with angelica root, what it does with codonopsis, and codonopsis is used in many of our products, schizandra, which is used in many of our products, with ginseng, also used in many of our products. But this is the terminology that we need to get used to. So when an individual has asked about traditional Chinese medicine, my recommendation truly is that if you're not a practitioner of TCM, and some of these herbs give you indications and descriptions that you might not be entirely comfortable with, or confused a little bit, then my recommendation is don't discuss the products in those terms. Go back to first principles to say these are all designed to enhance your wellness. These are designed to work together. The formulations are the classic formulations that are hundreds of years old. I always recommend that if you don't understand an explanation you're about to make, then probably best not to make the explanation. It usually only backfires. The next herb I wanted to describe is Lycium barbarum, and read from the text. And everybody knows Lycium barbarum in North America as goji, also known as Chinese wolfberry. And here the key characteristics in the textbook simply reads, enriches the yin of the kidneys and lungs, nourishes the liver blood, mildly tonifies the kidney yang. So again, I'm not entirely sure what all of those things describe, but again, we go on and look at the actions and indications where the text reads, nourishes and tonifies the liver and kidneys for yin and blood deficiency patterns with such symptoms as sore back and legs, low-grade abdominal pain, impotence, nocturnal emissions, wasting and thirsting disorder, and consumption. Because this herb is neither hot nor cold, it is commonly used in treating liver and kidney deficiency. And once again, it goes on to discuss how it is used in combination, and many of the combinations that are talked about here are the combinations that are actually in the product. So the commentary to this simply reads, Lyci fructus, or goji berry, nourishes the blood and the liver to brighten the eyes and tonifies the lung and kidney yin, while also mildly augmenting the kidney yang. So, we get many such statements as we go along. How then do we make sense of this in North America? I'll get to that in a moment. I just wanted to read the third excerpt that I had in mind for today, and this one relates to Glycyrrhiza urulensis root, and that's licorice root that many of us are familiar with. So again, it says key characteristics: tonifies the spleen qi, moistens the lungs, moderates urgency and toxicity, and drains fire. Now, you have all heard Dr. David Lloyd discuss products like this, and he is a TCM practitioner. David is very comfortable with this terminology. He understands it. He is able to present this in a manner that is friendly to North Americans. You know me, I'm a scientist. It's a little bit harder for me to understand. Now, the only reason why I read these excerpts to you is because somebody specifically asked, and then now let's put a fence around that. Unless you are very comfortable with this terminology, I recommend avoiding that kind of explanation to people. It's going to be very hard for you to deliver. It's going to be very hard for them to understand. In my opinion, we're more comfortable with the answers to the following questions. So in case any of that caused you to panic, please don't. We're not going to hold you responsible for making that kind of explanation. Unless you're a practitioner, do not explain the product in a practitioner's terminology. But the next question from James says, what health claims can be made in Canada? And now we can all take a deep breath and return to our comfort level, because here's what we're up against. In Canada, as I mentioned, the government has written a number of monographs for ingredients, and one of them is a general categorical monograph for TCM, which lists all the herbs that I've described. There are hundreds of them. It has also written a monograph specifically for medicinal mushrooms, and as you know, medicinal mushrooms are a prime characteristic of the Infinitus products. We know from the monographs, because we are qualified, we can certainly make a claim about these products being strong antioxidants. Everything about the products are supported by the monographs, and certainly we can make that claim. We are also allowed to make the claim that the products that do contain mushrooms are sources of fungal polysaccharides with immunomodulatory properties. That simply means, as we've discussed so many times, and that you can refer to on infinitushealth.com/updates. When you look at that, you will see that we've had many discussions about the polysaccharide composition of many of these mushrooms that are all immune enhancers. Well, the Government of Canada agrees with that statement, and we're perfectly welcome to make that statement on our product labels and in any discussion. That also means we're allowed to paraphrase. It also means we're allowed to elaborate, provided the elaboration is true and correct. We cannot make things up. We must stay with the monographed claims. But in addition to that, if we have claims that you can see at infinitushealth.com/updates, if we have concentrations that are appropriate, then as you've seen on that website, we can elaborate and make some of those claims. For example, with the product B circulation aids, we are allowed to say supports cognition. We are allowed to say supports peripheral circulation because those claims are supported by the monograph for the appropriate ingredient. And in Canada, you'll see that we have a different system than that which is made in the United States. Here in Canada, products of this nature are deemed to be drugs. In order to be able to put them into the marketplace, we have to supply an application to the Government of Canada with support of evidence of safety and efficacy. And this can be provided by the monographs or they can be outside published papers. But the point really is, in Canada, we are obliged to make health claims on the label. We must state what the products are for. And if the Government of Canada agrees that we've provided sufficient evidence in support of the ingredient or the product, it will allow us to make the claims. The next question is, what structure/function claims can we make in the United States? And I wanted to begin with an explanation of the differences between Canada and the United States. Here in Canada, these products are considered to be drugs. We must make claims, but we must make an application to the government to present our evidence. If they agree that what we are saying is correct, then they will let us make these claims, and we can make structure-function claims. We can even make curative claims, provided the government agrees with our evidence. We must make claims. In the United States, however, products of this nature are deemed to be dietary supplements, and they are regulated in a different manner. And you'll note that any product that you buy in an American health food store, from an American network marketing company, online, anywhere in the United States, products that are deemed to be dietary supplements all contain a disclaimer box that says the Food and Drug Administration has not evaluated this product for its ability to treat, cure, mitigate any disease or ill state. Different from Canada. In Canada, the government has evaluated the product, and if it's given us a natural product number, it agrees with the case we have presented, and therefore we're allowed to make claims. So in the United States, a structure-function claim really says it supports something. That is, we can say supports a healthy circulatory system for a product like B circulation aids. In Canada, it's different. We can actually say, it's going to improve your circulation because we've proven that to the Government of Canada. They accept it. But we're not allowed to make treatment claims in the United States. Another example of a structure-function claim for the United States, for the Royal Ling-G Plus, you can say this product supports a healthy immune system. Remember the claim that was made in Canada. Contains polysaccharides from fungi with immunomodulating activities or potential. This means that the Government of Canada agrees this product will improve your immune system. In the United States, we can only say supports the healthy immune system. It's just the nature of the law. So when it comes to what you should not say, which is the last question on today's list, my recommendation, first of all, is never say anything with which you're uncomfortable. If your gut tells you, I shouldn't be saying this, then don't say it. You're probably right. Trust your instincts, always. In the United States, don't make claims about treating illnesses. Always make claims about supporting the body's wellness, supporting the body's system. In Canada, it's the same. We cannot extend the claims into outrageous territory. That is, we do know that the government supports the notion that Ganoderma lucidum, our Ling-G mushroom, does enhance the immune system, and even though it has been proven many times in clinical trials that have been published in the literature that extracts of Ganoderma do suppress the metastasizing activities of tumors, it prevents the spread, we can't get into subjects like that when we make our presentation. It's been proven, but it's not proven in a way for our products that Health Canada accepts. We must not make statements about that. Keep it to structure-function claims. Keep it to the claims that are in the literature that we provide from the company. Keep it to the claims that are on the label, and as long as you do that, you know you're on safe ground.